look who's on the phone. Are you really the Dr. Rutledge from that documentary?
I am the guy, brother.
This is the guy who believes in DDT. We were talking about bedbugs.
He drank it.
Listen, I don't believe in it. I know it, and I'm here to give you the facts. You know, these guys that call in that say that DDT doesn't kill bedbugs, well, let me tell you.
Bullshit.
Ask them how they know that, because according to Donald Roberts of Bethesda, University of Maryland, there's not been a study on DDT and bedbugs in 30 years.
Doctor, help me with this, because we have an epidemic here in New York. It is spreading across the country. Bedbugs are a real problem. There's also a problem in Africa and other third world nations where there's tremendous malaria from these mosquitoes. First of all, why did the hippies ban DDT? It was fine, right? It wasn't doing anything bad.
Look, it's the safest pesticide on the planet. I wouldn't drink any other pesticide. I'm not crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
You drank, how much DDT did you drink?
I drank 3,000 milligrams. It's 100,000 times the dose that the average American was exposed to in the 1960s, which was the highest DDT use years in history.
And what's wrong with you now?
No, listen to him. He sounds fabulous.
I am an anti-aging doctor, Robin.
Not only that, he's got nicer feet than George Takei.
That's right. My toes are straight.
Doctor, you and your documentary, what is the documentary called, by the way?
3 billion and counting.
Okay, and you, like me, are behind this movement to bring DDT back. Do we have a shot at this at all?
Absolutely we do. I'm working with African governments right now. Look, our government, you know, out here on the West Coast, we know about something called karma. It's not a big deal over on the East Coast.
Right.
But nations have karma, too. America banned DDT, and it's coming back to bite their ass through bed bugs, because when they banned DDT, it killed millions of black, brown, and yellow babies all over the world.
Right.
And what happened with the hippies? See, Paul Ehrlich had a book called The Population Bomb. Every prediction he's ever made never came true. Well, there was this ideology that the earth was becoming overpopulated. And this is the truth, man. This is not conspiracy theory.
Right.
And DDT was working too well. The National Academy of Sciences in 1970 said that DDT had prevented over 500 million deaths.
Dr. Rutledge, when you see African babies dying with malaria every day, you know, and they're sending over mosquito netting, like that's going to help, it makes you sick, right? Because you know DDT would be the answer. It's a terrific thing.
Look, bed nets are antiquated technology. We used them in the 19th century. Look, I'm not against them. They're okay, but they're a second best at best.
How about when they claim, Doctor, how about when they claim that the DDT used to hurt the bird eggs? It's bullshit, right?
Total bullshit. I've got every study dating back to the 1940s. I've got 5 filing cabinets full of this stuff.
So you're basically saying DDT was taken off the market so people could die?
That's right. It was a racist from the hippies.
That's right.
Hippie racists?
Exactly right.
Hippie racists are ruining this country and the world.
Look, I've got Linus Pauling's partner. His name is Dr. Arthur Robinson. Linus Pauling did all the studies on vitamin C. This guy is a heavyweight.
Right.
You know what he says?
What?
When I met with him, that's what sparked this documentary. He said, Rutledge, I'm telling you, these are the smartest people you'll ever meet because they know exactly what they're doing. It's a technologic genocide by the withholding of technology.
Dr. Rutledge, a couple of quick questions. Where are you a doctor? You an MD?
Yeah, and I'm an osteopathic medical doctor in Los Angeles.
What does that mean? Is you
osteopathic? He didn't go to medical school.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, I did.
She did?
He went to an osteopath school.
I did my MD.
You have an MD,
at
right?
the University of Alabama in Birmingham.
Right. You have an MD.
Well, I was board certified MD. See, I got my first 4 years osteopathically, and then I did my 3 years of residency training, so I'm like a hybrid.
All right.
And I was first in my class in medical school.
All right.
All right. That's good enough
Well,
for
it
us.
doesn't mean, I'm not opposed to doctors who train other ways, for sure.
You're not a whacked out doctor like, you know, like,
yeah, he is.
like one of those PhD type doctors.
No, I'm a whacked out doctor like Dr. Oz.
I see. And so you came to know that DDT was okay, and you made a documentary, and you actually drank that shit, and nothing happened to you.
Drank 3,000 milligrams. Listen, I studied the toxicology studies on it, so, you know, I was a little bit concerned because I was drinking a shitload of it, but I drank a beer right after it and called my girlfriend, and she said, thank God you're okay.
How can we get DDT back so that we can get rid of the bed bugs?
You know, that's a tough thing. That white powder that's on the streets, you can get cocaine much easier than you get DDT in this country.
How can
Well,
we
that's
get
what I was going to ask him. Where did he get the DDT? Who's still making it?
You know, there's only one company in India, Hindustani Chemical, and I interviewed those guys. And, I told him, I said, listen, I need some of that DDT. And he said, no, I'm not going to give it to you. And I said, wait a minute. I'm trying to make a documentary that's going to save millions of lives every year. And he said, I tell you what, you write me a letter requesting it for medical research purposes, and I'll send it to you. And you know what he did? He lopped 200 grams of it via DHL on my doorstep.
Why did they ban DDT? I mean, who got a hold of this wonderful spray and ruined it for us? I mean, who?
A fellow by the name of William Ruckelshaus. He was the first head of the Environmental Protection Agency. He banned it completely by himself against the. You there?
Yeah.
He banned it completely against the. Hang on, my battery's dying.
Go ahead.
He banned it.
In the middle of this discussion, your battery's dying?
The most important discussion of your life.
Trying to get
the U.S. Surgeon General, Dr. Steinfeld, he was the top doctor at the time, said, do not ban DDT. Norman Borlaug, he won the Nobel Prize for gold, said, do not ban. Everybody, all of his scientific advisors said, do not ban DDT. What did he do? He banned DDT.
What was the bug up his ass?
Well, it wasn't bedbugs at the time, but it is now.
Yeah, but what did he have it in for DDT? There's so much crap in this environment. Why?
What administration was this?
Yeah.
That was Environmental Protection Agency. You know what it was?
Well, whose administration was it under?
It was the first move for the EPA to establish power over the chemical industry. So then they started systematically banning every other chemical, and that's why we're seeing this problem with bedbugs all over the country. Is because, and not only that, Robin, think about this. What about West Nile virus? What about heartworms for dogs? What about avian malaria? What about river blindness that infects?
I hear what you're saying.
Africans every year.
I hear what you're saying.
River
blindness.
I want to
know
what is river blindness?
River blindness. It's an infection that you get from a bug that from a fly that DDT controls that causes 300 million Africans to go blind every year.
Doctor, I need this DDT back.
He wouldn't tell us what administration it was.
Yeah, Dr. Rutledge?
Protection Agency.
No. What administration was that under? Who was president at the time?
Wouldn't you know? The damn Republicans, Nixon.
Nixon.
Listen
to me. I want that DDT out of here.
DDT off the
listen
market.
here. And get that Dr. Rutledge. And get him exported. Or imported or something.
Yeah, look, there's not been one single death attributed to DDT, one human death, ever.
Now, that was a great campaign because they have us all afraid of DDT. Yeah. Dr. Rutledge, I got to get this shit.
I interviewed the guys at Hindustani Chemical. He said, how do you kill a dog? You give it a bad name.
Right.
That's what they did. I'm telling you, this is the safest stuff on the planet. I've got a doctor in my, and he was the champion of DDT. It's in medical journals that DDT has cured adrenal cancer.
Doctor.
Yes.
This bed bug problem is horrendous here in New York. It's horrendous.
I know.
George Takei, who of course was Sulu on Star Trek, is sitting here with me. He has bed bugs. If he has them, that means
we don't anymore. We don't anymore.
I wanted to ask George that. What did it cost to exterminate for that?
It was $2,200.
Wow. Look, send me
Wait a second.
I'll send you 100 grams of DDT.
Yeah, and how much was for the dogs and all that other stuff? That cost money too.
The whole package.
Whole package, $2,200.
Yeah.
$2,200, and he could get them again in 6 months.
That's right. That's what he said.
Well, what has to happen is every listener, the layperson, has to understand that this was a scam, that our government scammed us, and it scammed the world, and it's resulted in millions upon millions upon millions of deaths. And when the truth is out, people are empowered with knowledge, and then this stuff will be over with.
Is there a link between DDT and diabetes?
Not that I know of.
Why would that be? People aren't eating it.
Well, there's a study that tries to look. There's no peer-reviewed, replicatable data that shows any harm to humans, birds, or the environment. What you get is this pseudo-junk science that says it's linked or associated with. Well, my ass is linked to you because I'm sitting in this chair and it's on the ground. And it's connected to New York.
What can I do, and what can my audience do, Dr. Rutledge?
You can go to 3billionandcounting.com and get informed. Get informed. Read about it.
Now, how do I? Can't the government bring back this DDT so we can be rid of all these plagues?
It can, but you know what has to happen is smart people like you that just will not leave it alone.
Right.
Won't leave it alone. You know.
But who should I contact? My congressman?
You know, Congress is not going to do anything. It's the people. It's your listeners.
I should take to the streets.
Are there other research that's been done to back you up on this?
Absolutely, and it's all in my documentary. Every bit of it.
What's the title?
3 billion and counting.
3 billion and counting.
All right, listen.
Sales will go through the roof.
All right, Dr. Rutledge and Debbie Gibson, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yes, we're grateful. You know that this
I told you this guy
opened my eyes.
Yes. I've been screaming about this guy. I heard about his documentary. I didn't know he was banging Debbie Gibson. I didn't know anything about that, but I knew he was drinking DDT to prove a point that he's saying that it could save the world. Never mind our bedbug problem. It could save the world. Malaria and flying river madness or whatever the hell he called that.
Children in third world
blindness.
countries.
Yep. We learned
But you
today
don't
that
really respond or react when he says the government systematically did this so that people would die to thin the population.
Absolutely. I've been screaming about this. Nobody listens to me. Well, today we learned something important. DDT is good. And if you want to kill a dog, you give it a bad name, whatever that means. I had no idea what Dr. Rutledge was talking about.
Kept saying it, though. It must be important.
Must be some sort of a hillbilly expression. But there, I learned something. Listen, I got to take a break. We'll be back. We'll learn more when we resume.